Strong, sturdy, steady, sure hands. Mum pushes me up against the wall, waking me from my madness. "Get to your room now," she orders, "and take these with you." I feel the heat in her words and the rosary beads pressed deep in my palms. I leave Dad's shed, stepping over broken glass, torn upholstery, and the fragments of a finely sanded, handcrafted rifle. I slam shut the bedroom door and throw the rosary beads on the floor. Climbing beneath the doona, my hand reaches under the mattress, returning with a torch and Dad's old crumpled Australasian post. Deep in my cotton cave, the flashlight awakens and I unzip my fly. Mum lights a cigarette in the kitchen as my hidden prayer begins. Hail centerfold, full-bodied with grace. The Lord is with you. Blessed art thou among models, and blessed is the curve of thy breast pleasing. Holy woman, wonder of God, stay with this sinner now, in the hour of my death. Amen. The torch battery runs flat. Sleep swallows up night. A half-dream fog blankets me, thicker than my doona, as I stare out the crack of curtain in my bedroom. There's a motorbike in the driveway, conversation in the kitchen, and dried up blood on my fingers. Outside, a scalpel of sunshine slices through the clouds and across my sleep-sore eyes, jerking my head back into the shadows. It's Christmas morning. The sun's hot and the streets are quiet. I slip on my clothes, step out of my room and walk cautiously towards the unfamiliar voice in the kitchen and the smell of slowly roasting meat. "This is Ned," Delise says as I step into the kitchen. Dreadlocked hair, scuffed up leathers, studded tongue, Ramones t-shirt. I look at the first bloke Delise ever had the guts to bring home and fake a grin. Ned steps forward, hand extended. "Good to meet you, mate. I'm sorry about me too," I interrupt, shaking his hand quickly, limply, and watching his smile dissolve before my eyes. Dal gives me a dirty glance, but I look straight past her to Mum, who's standing there dressed up for our big day like a poorly sung Christmas carol. Mum looks up at me and I search her face for a hint of anger, betrayal, anything. Nothing. For the next 2 hours, Mum's all tinselly words, silvery smiles, Christmas cheer and cigarettes. We sit around the table eating the only meal Mum ever cooks the Australian way, telling each other crap-happy bonbon jokes. Then, as I tear open the last Christmas cracker and fit the paper hat on my head, Mum just looks at me, the newly crowned male head of the family, and without another word stands up and leaves, her bedroom door clicking shut down the hall. Me and Dal sit there adrift, staring at the tough, listless meat on our plates, at the meat drowning in gravy. A hungry west wind rumbles hard against the bedroom window, and a ripped parcel postmarked Colac lies discarded on the floor. As I sit at my desk holding the strange gift in my hands, I picture Dad's face. Pedro. The gold-leafed letters on the front cover of the leather journal shimmer under the lamplight. The gift feels heavy, too heavy. It's the 1st of October, my 16th birthday, and 10 months since I last saw Dad. I slowly open the journal and inside the front cover sits Dad's pristine handwriting. I grab a felt-tip pen from my desk and sit there for a long time. The pen finally comes to life, and I scroll the title of a poem to the top of a new page in big, black, ink-blotched letters. Landslide, 1997. Falling, 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 through January, April, winter and spring. A year of natural disasters, a landslide year, Dad, of mud-slow memories, madness and mistakes. A landslide year, Dad, of Mum's never-ending forms. "Pedro, can you fill this out for me?" she'd always ask. "Yes, that's right, Dad. A landslide of forms, documents and decisions." watching Mum tumble, bumble and fumble her way through Housing Commission questionnaires, New Start allowance protocols and red tape, with me her only help. A year of natural disasters, Dad, and a landslide year of waiting. Waiting. Seconds, minutes, hours and days. Month upon bloody month. Yes, a landslide year of waiting. Ordinary time stretched out, a cornucopia of emptiness, rolling, cascading, landsliding down through my life in analog, not digital. Grey, not technicolor. Mono, not stereo, Dad. Waiting with Mum for hours on hard plastic seats. Waiting for the infernal red glow of the Centrelink queue counter to change. Waiting. Just sitting there, Dad. Shifting and squirming in my seat. Daydreaming. Striving to remember, yearning to forget. Waiting. Yes, always waiting, Dad. Waiting in bed at night for my insomnia to pass and the nightmares to begin. Waiting for Mr. Swaggart, do you remember him, Dad? To get off my back and for year 10 to hurry up and fucking end. Waiting, Dad, for a word from Delise, picking fruit up north. Waiting for my life to improve, for Mum to smile again, and for you to pick up the phone. There's a brief knock, then Mum's troubled face at my bedroom door. What he send you? She asks in a whisper. I hold up the journal and Mum steps in closer for a look. For your writing? She asks, resting a hand on my back. Yeah, I guess so. I open the journal to the first page. I've already made a start. Want to hear it? Mum nods her head, and as I read my poem, I hear a sniffle. A single tear falls from her cheek to the journal below, sending a rivulet of salted ink down the page. After a few minutes, Mum speaks. We loved each other once, you know. When I first met John, I knew he was lonely, but I also knew he was a good man, Pedro. Then why did he leave? I don't know. I just don't know. All I know is we drifted apart. By the time I stand up and wrap my arms around my mum, she's sobbing uncontrollably. I stand there, holding her close, close, like a loving son should. I know Mum's got some serious news when she sits down beside me on my bed and without speaking hands me a letter. I read it carefully, taking in each word. We are glad to inform you that your application has been successful. One of the flats at our Lennox Street residence in Richmond is now available. Mum's arm wraps around my shoulder, protecting me from the fall. A tar-coated roof, an apartment block, Lennox Street. I tug at the bank-issued tie around my neck, take off my bluntstone boots, my faded navy socks, and step out towards the edge. Folding my toes over a corner of concrete, I balance myself, careful not to drop my gaze to the dizzying world stretched out 22 stories below. The drone of traffic radiates up like summer heat, trapped for too long, in too much concrete. And breathe. Far below, a river of headlights flickers and flows under the old railway bridge and along the tapestry of Richmond streets. Breathe deep. Hold it. Exhale. I close my eyes, stretch out my arms and lean that little bit closer to the brink, closer to the margin, closer to the rush that sometimes brings relief. Breathe in, deep and strong this time. Hold it. My eyes reopen to a smoggy night sky, and a symphony of lights plays for me my own private song, and I listen. I listen as the week's memories and the nameless faces viewed through the syrupy plastic window of Teller 6 slowly fade away. Breathe out, long and true. I think of Dad living somewhere on a farm near Colac, and pour my thoughts into the big saucepan starlit frame to simmer and steam. Then to the east, from behind a wispy cloud, 5 stars appear in perfect formation. I take my heart, filled with the image of my mum, collapsed on our brown vinyl couch 8 floors below, next to her overflowing ashtray, and nail it to the Southern Cross.